Hello and welcome back to a brand new video now. Today we're going to be talking about another classic gangster film, which is Scarface. This is one of the more iconic ones, I would say. You probably have seen the poster or at least heard the line, "Say hello to my little friend," which came from this film. And it's an Al Pacino film, and it's probably his most iconic role, I would say, is as Scarface, although he has been in other roles which I think he was better in. Although he was really good in this film, he probably should have deserved an Oscar. I do think he was better as Michael Corleone. I think he was more menacing when he wasn't so openly brutal, if you understand what I mean. Because whereas with the openly brutal guy, you know to stay away from him, but he was Michael Corleone, you didn't expect him to do all the things he kind of did, like secretly. So, spoilers if you haven't seen The Godfather Part 2 when he killed Fredo, you didn't expect it because he wasn't this like openly arrogant kind of aggressive guy like his was in Godfather Part 3. So not The Godfather anyway. So Scarface it's a long film. It's 2 hours and 50 minutes. It's a 3 hour like gangster epic, I would say, following the life of this immigrant who basically has to get his way to the top, and he does it illegally with drugs and that type of stuff. And I noticed this film because it had 5 stars and it was on Sky, and I've obviously heard about it and I'd seen the poster, and I was reading the synopsis and it said ultra-violent gangster epic. And ultra-violent, normally when they say that in films, it isn't actually ultra-violent. Like Pulp Fiction said it and I was like, that's not that bad. Scarface is ultra-violent. There's like a scene where they're with a chainsaw and he jumps out the window with a chainsaw, and it is really bad actually in certain scenes, to be honest. There's a lot of shootouts, there's a lot of really cool shootouts. It's got probably, I won't talk about it now, but it's got one of the best endings ever, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But yeah, it's very violent. The part with the chainsaw was probably the worst, where the guy's like running through the room and jumps out the window with a chainsaw. So yeah, it was ultra violent, but it was used to basically show that this was kind of the life that Tony Montana had, and I did enjoy the film a lot. I thought this film was amazing, basically, and Michelle Pfeiffer was great as well as the film. She was in other films, like she was Catwoman in Batman Returns, and to be honest, I hadn't seen her in much, but this one she was really good as this kind of like, I don't know, she was kind of playing hard to get with Al Pacino in a way, and because she was this other gangster's wife at the time, or girlfriend. He was trying to steal her, and there's like this scene that at a disco, he's just kind of dancing really awkwardly towards her, and it was cool. I did like her character, and she did really well with Al Pacino as well. So yeah, there were really intense moments in the film. There's a scene, there's a scene with the chainsaw. There's like a shootout in a club, and all these intense scenes normally have. There's one in the toilet as well where he like beats his guy up in the toilet. But all the scenes have this thing where like they zoom into Al Pacino's eyes as he's making this music, like, and it's like I've heard it been done in films before, but it did it in this film really well. There's like a scene where he realizes that his sister's going out with his friend, and the camera just zooms in on his eyes. His like eyes are like really close to the screen, and he's like making that really weird noise. So I thought that was really cool, and I did like the way they used that to show that he was getting really angry. So I thought that was great. It had loads of memorable lines. That scene with the "say hello to my little friend" is really awesome, because he's like pumped up on coke and he just starts shooting all these guys. And I would say that the best part about this film is the last 20 minutes. This film has got one of the best endings ever, I would say. It's got such an impactful ending. It doesn't like get to this big peak and then just die down, like I have seen in other films that I didn't like the way they did that. For example, Captain America Civil War. I thought it was a good film. I just didn't like the way it ended. I didn't like that they had this massive fight in this like cave, and then like the last 10-15 minutes was like kind of downwards. So I didn't like the way they did that. I like impactful endings. I've said many times throughout my video, like Saw and that type of stuff. But Scarface definitely had a really impactful ending, and I'm going to talk about spoilers now. So what happens is, after his sister like kind of tries to kill Al Pacino, some other gangster who's there to kill Scarface kills his sister, and then basically after Scarface is pumped on coke, he just goes on a massive murder rampage, and in this house, and there's literally about 100 guys, and he's just walking. He's like got this machine gun. It's like such a cool pose. I've seen loads of posters where he's like holding the gun over the balcony, like really angrily and stuff, and he's shooting all these guys. He's like, come on, you want some? He's like done on this coke, and then he's getting his guns ready because he knows he's coming to the door. He's like, okay, you wanna play? Let's play. Say hello to my little friend. And he like blows the door. He blows the door off with his grenade launcher. He's like the way that they used the camera angles in this film at the end was amazing. Like, they were following him through this mansion, and he was like reloading his gun. He was like, "Yeah, come on, you wanna go?" And then he like leans over the balcony, just starts shooting all these guys as they start walking towards him. And that was such an awesome way to end it. Where he's on the balcony, he's getting shot, but he's like, because he's just fueled with drugs, he just doesn't care. He's like, oh, he's like shooting with one hand and stuff with his machine gun. And then the way he ends it, where he drops the gun after getting shot so many times, and he's like shouting out like, come on, you want to kill me?" And he's like getting shot, and there's like, you see the bullets go through him, so he's obviously getting hit, and he's like freaking out, but he's like just doesn't care. And you can see the background, B-Tech Terminator sneaking up on him with a shotgun. I don't know if this film is before or after Terminator. This is 1983. I know Terminator was in the 90s, in the 80s. I can't remember when. I think it actually was 1983. But this guy literally just looks like a demo version of Terminator. Sneaks up behind him with a shotgun, like, and he's like, "Come on, yeah," and just blows him away. And he falls out into a pool, and that's how it ends. It, like, literally just, the camera zooms out, you see all the guys like walking, the Terminator guy comes down the stairs, that's just how it ends. I thought that was awesome. That ending scene is so amazing. If you don't want to watch the film because it's too long or something, just watch the ending because it's such a worth the watch. It's just so amazing. The way he's like, "Oh, come on," you're like, "Oh," and he gets his gun and just blows the door off. It's just, you'll have seen that scene somewhere if you haven't seen the film. So yeah, that's my review of Scarface. I'd say it's like one of the most iconic gangster films ever, just because of everything to do with it. It's got the most memorable line ever, which is "Say hello to my little friend." Just the way he delivers it and the pose that he's doing. I'm sure they showed it in Home Alone at one point. So yeah, definitely watch it. If you have already, please comment down below. Tell me what you thought about the film, and I will see you guys in the next video.